everybody, it's Charlie from DM Sound, and today we've got the sound system demo on the 2024 Honda Ridgeline and its 7-speaker bass audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the updated infotainment system works, take a look at audio inputs, adjustments, controls, and speaker locations. Then we're going to head out on the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And if you want to hear even more on the system, sign up below to become a Daily Motor member. There you'll be able to hear the members-only track test video of this 7-speaker system, and you can request your own tracks and listen to some of the previous ones as well, and support the channel. So before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. This is the new Trailsport edition of the Honda Ridgeline. Also, it's the first one we've ever gotten in red, so it's looking really darn cool. I like the way that it looks here. Interestingly, they've simplified the Ridgeline lineup for 2024, so now you've just got, whatever the base one is called, the base or the sport it might be, and then RTL, and then this Trailsport, and then the black edition up on the top. So they've simplified things a little, but that means that the only way to get the 8-speaker sound system is to step up to the black edition. So you're stuck with the 7-speaker for all the rest of these trims. But if you do want to see more on the Ridgeline, check the link below. We've got our full review. We're going to do a fuel economy test with this one. All that will be linked below. Now, we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high-quality Roland binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory defaults. So let's take a look at those now. Standard 9-inch touchscreen here from Honda, working pretty darn well, easy to use. You've got some physical buttons on the side, volume control there as well, physical and track. We've got a full infotainment breakdown I'll be shooting after this, so if you want to see more on how the system works, check that in the link below. We're here on the media screen. We're going to go up here to sound, and we've got adjustments for treble, mid-range, and bass. Let's go through those. Only 6 steps of adjustment in either direction, but they make a big difference. So even though you can't get super fine-tuned adjustment, there's going to be a lot of adjustability there. Then you've got adjustment for front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance. You can move that around the cabin like so, or get it back to the center. And you've got speed volume compensation, so as you get going faster, the music's going to increase in volume to make up for wind, road, and engine noise. And that's all you got for audio adjustments. For audio inputs here in the Ridgeline, for this trim, you have AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio, USB-A, Bluetooth, support for wireless and wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and that is it. Now, if you've got a base model, there's no Sirius XM, and this one does not have HD radio support. If you get all the way up to the black edition, then you get HD radio support as well. So what does that mean you're missing? Like I said, no HD radio in this one, no USB-C port for data. There's one up there for charging, but the dead data port is A. And then you don't have any sort of streaming services built in, and no 3.5mm auxiliary input jack. For audio controls here in the Ridgeline, like I said, you have a nice volume knob. Got decent clickage there. Feels nice. It's a little tiny, but with kind of your 2 fingers, you can pinch and turn it. Then you've got volume adjustment up and down on the left side of the wheel. For track selection, you've got physical controls here. You can use the media touchscreen if you're on the right menu. And you've got physical controls on the left side, right by volume where they belong. Speaker locations. As I said, this is a 7-speaker system. Starting in the bottom left, you've got door, woofer there 1, tweeter up there 2. This probably acts as like a woofer mid-range. 3, 4 on the other side. Coming into the back, we've got 5, 6 for those mid-rangers there, and then you've got 7 subwoofer in the back behind the seats. Now, if this were the 8-speaker system, we'd be adding a little bit of center speaker action, so I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, but one nonetheless. Typically, at this part of the video, we test the 5.1 capabilities of the system, but when I try to launch our 5.1 track on this system, we go down here to folders, and I click on it, it times itself right out. So I don't know if that's going to happen to all 5.1 music on the system, but at least our 5.1 demo track does not work. So with that, let's get out on the road. its maximum volume. This system could be tuned better. The hardware really doesn't seem to be the fault in here. I mean, yeah, we aren't dealing with much power. We definitely saw that in the last song where I had the volume all the way up and it still wasn't really that loud. So we could use a little more wattage, but in general, if they just gave a little bit more to the door speakers down low and a little bit more to the subwoofer in the back and calmed down on these tweeters up here, a song like this would sound less tinny and more substantial. But speaking of bass, for this next track, we'll turn it all the way up and see what happens. Not really much difference. It must just be the littlest subwoofer back there doing its best. Yeah, still a lot coming from up here. I wonder what would happen if we moved this way back. A little better, at least. got my thoughts on the 7-speaker system here in the Sport, RTL, and Trailsport Ridgeline. Like I said, with a little better tuning, this system could be more enjoyable to listen to, and I know that because we listened to a lot of different tracks in our members-only test last night, and some of the songs sounded good. I was enjoying listening to them, and then other ones came on, and I was like, all right, this is pretty weak. And we're hearing from these test tracks here, which are pretty dynamic, some just too much coming through in the high ends out of these tweeters. But what I'm hearing sounds good, it's just not in balance. So if you drop the treble down a little bit, bring the mid-range up a little, and the bass up a little, it certainly helps. But then that subwoofer just doesn't have enough oomph to get through and make anything useful. So I bet some easy upgrades in the aftermarket for this system would go a long way. Bigger sub, better amp, and better speakers. But then again, you could just pay more to get the RTL with the 8-speaker and a little more power anyway. So I went back and forth between C and D for this system. Ultimately, it is coming out at a very high D. That's in line with the one we tested on the 2021 Sport model as well. I was close though. I mean, there's certain songs that you definitely think C, but we got to go down into a very high D for this one. So thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully I get the opportunity to test the 8-speaker system at some point here, but for now this is what we got, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from DM Sound, and as always, drive on.